Hey, it's Mark, and welcome back to the Race to Inbound. This episode's been a long time coming. I can't believe you and I are finally here. We've had a brief interaction. Yeah. Jay Schwedelson, the internet knows you, the HubSpot community knows you and loves you. Just introduce yourself to the people out there.
I am a big nobody, but I'm so excited to be here with you. You are somebody. So I have a company called Guru Media Hub. We put on wild conferences. I got a website, subjectline.com, podcast, agency. I don't know what the hell I do for a living, but love Inbound. It's the greatest event of the year. I'm excited. I don't even know what to say.
Okay, real quick, because Guru Media Hub, they don't just put on crazy events. Tell folks, who are some of the keynote speakers you've gotten in the last few years? Because every time I see an announcement, I fall to this floor. Thank goodness it's padded. Who are some of the crazy people you get to come speak at the event?
Yeah, so this November we have Nicole Kidman. We've had Sarah Jessica Parker, Damon John, Martha Stewart. But we also do crazy, we're doing a dance contest this year because we have a 90s versus 2000s theme. And we have Lance Bass from NSYNC judging the contest. We like to do stuff that's different, that's fun, because everything is so boring. People are boring. You're not boring. So that's important.
Thank you, man. Well, thanks for being here. Again, for folks in this world, they know you. Folks might be coming to Inbound for the first time and seeing you. You've been on the main stage. You host meetups. Again, your podcast. You're one of these examples of just a genuine person that puts out value-first content. You're always helpful, helping people grow their businesses with email marketing and with everything you do. So thank you, dude to dude. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. You know, in this world, I'll tell you that I believe attribution is garbage, and I think that really marketing is surround sound. So I just think it's important just to have no agenda, put stuff out there, and then when people need whatever it is that you do, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that clown that always is crazy, that guy Jay, let me see what he's up to. I think that's the path to success, but what do I know?
We're just trying to make our way through life. And racing to Inbound, great segue, Mark. Racing to Inbound. Inbound is HubSpot's biggest conference of the year. As we know, it's like the greatest, the kindest conference. And so let's start talking about Inbound. It is the biggest conference of the year. What types of things are you most excited about when you think about Inbound 2025? What are you looking forward to?
Well, as you know, this time it's going to be in San Francisco. Normally it's in Boston. So I think there's a whole different energy because I think there's going to be a lot of new human beings that are new to Inbound. They're going to find their way around. So I think the networking is going to be like bunkers, it's not just seeing people you've seen before. It's so many new people. And I know the team at Inbound's been working on all these different stages and different ways for people to really interact. So to me, the magic happens in between the sessions, when you're walking around and all the different stuff. I mean, great speakers, amazing speakers. Amy Poehler, I love her podcast. I cannot wait for her to speak.
Good hang.
But, oh my God, it's the best, right? That is just the best. And so I just think it's all about the networking.
Got it. And so as you've been multiple times, you've graced the main stage. For folks that might be going their first time, or even for some people recurring to the Inbound racetrack, what is your strategy? How do you win Inbound? What are some tips or tricks that you would want to give people to help them have a really successful Inbound?
So speaking of racing, one of the things that's hard about Inbound is that there's not a lot of time in between sessions. This is real. Yeah. And you have to look at that agenda. And if you are saying, oh, I'm going to go to this session, and then right after that, I'm going to this session, if they're literally back to back, you might have to run in a full-blown sweat to get there. So a lot of times when you're looking at your agenda, in my opinion, you don't necessarily want ones that are stacked back to back that you definitely need to get to. You want to give yourself a little bit of a space, because I'm a realist, and I'm telling you, especially at Moscone, which is massive, you're not going to be able to get from session to session. So you have to think about it a little bit more like you're really planning.
I've heard that from a few folks. They're really this is the conference where you should really have a strategy of some point, looking at the calendar. So I love that insight. By the way, do you remember when John Mulaney said the joke about how packed Inbound's agenda is? He goes, you had Derek Jeter at 9 a.m. Who has Derek Jeter at 9 a.m.? He is a closer. He is a main stage guy, but we had Derek Jeter at 9 a.m.
No, it's so true. And you have to really look at that schedule. People are like, oh yeah, when I get there, I'll figure it out. And by the way, there's a lot of sessions that are save a seat. And that's a whole other thing. And it opened up, it just opened up. So you need to go. It doesn't matter what type of pass you have. You could be knocked out of a session because people book up these sessions. Yeah. So you want to book them up like yesterday.
Amen to that. You do so much. Like you said, you're the founder of subjectline.com. You've got Guru Media Hub. You've got your podcast. You speak. You're putting on so much. You do a lot in real life, who's your pit crew? Who's supporting you both at work or at home? Who's your pit crew keeping you running so well?
Well, I have a great team. The Groove Media Hub team is great. As a matter of fact, I think we're bringing 9 folks to Inbound this year, so we'll be representing big time. And then, listen, I'm a big family guy. I know you are as well. My wife is incredible. She's a dermatologist. She actually told me to get Botox before. I'm not kidding. I'm showing it right now. I'm going to get Botox before Inbound. You will not see these wrinkles on my face. She says I'm a family disgrace right now. So she's my rock. And then I got my kids, and they're just as funny as could be. This is funny. I just had recorded with Gary Vee on my podcast. We haven't released it yet. Mm-hmm. So I came home from work yesterday. I go to my daughter. Gary Vee came on the podcast today. She's 17. She goes, "Who's that?" And I'm like, they keep me in check. They keep me in check. So that's a good thing. They keep me very, very, very grounded.
Nobody will keep you in check better than your children. That is 100%. And again, I can't wait for the episode. Again, folks, if you're watching this, if you've never met Jay, check all his stuff out. We'll put it in the comments. That. But this is, as we said, it is just value-driven content. You do such a great job of just helping people dispel the myths of marketing, figure out new, fresh ways to meet people, but be genuine in doing it. So thank you for doing that.
Well, listen, the only reason I'm actually here, if I'm being genuine, is because you give out donuts at Inbound. If you didn't give out donuts at Inbound, I wouldn't be on here because I just want free donuts. It has nothing to do with anything other than that. I want to be extremely real.
I hope one day they'll memorialize me and the man that gave the donuts to the people. Good stuff, man. There's a lot of different things happening at Inbound, right? A lot of different racetracks, so to speak. A lot of different session formats. I know you've done a bunch. Yeah. What do you think is the most underrated session format at Inbound?
On the show floor, they do these kind of open air session formats. I'm doing one of them this year. I love those the most because a lot of times if you go to a room that you're sitting in a chair, okay, and the session stinks, not that Inbound session stinks, but if they stink, it's awkward to just bail on that session. Sometimes I do the fake phone call. I'll pretend I got a phone call and I'll stand up, I'll walk out if the session's bad. But in the open air ones, if you don't like the session, you just leave and nobody knows you're leaving. It's very chill.
Yeah.
So I really dig that.
It's funny. I did one of those last year, and the noise in those big open rooms. I was interviewing somebody. I could barely hear her next to me. I had this moment of panic because there's so much going on. But we call that vote with your feet. Right? If you're in a session and you're not digging it, vote with your feet and walk on out. There's enough going on. And also, I want to come back to what you said. The magic happens between the sessions, right? There is a lot of learning that happens on stage, but it is the magic moments when you see someone that you recognize from LinkedIn, you have that connection, and it just, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, and make sure you connect. If you meet somebody during the day, go on LinkedIn that night and connect with them, because when it gets like a week or 2 weeks later, you forget, you don't do it. So do it that night. Be intentional about connecting.
That's a great tip, by the way. I think either do it right there in the moment, have your QR code ready for LinkedIn, or just keep a note and connect with them afterwards. 100%. That's a great idea. We're going to wrap up real quick with a quick kind of furious 5 fast questions for you. So this is a tough one, but which track are you the biggest fan of and most excited, San Francisco or Boston?
I mean, I love Boston because I know the whole thing so well. So I don't want to say it's not San Francisco, but the jury's out. But right now, it's going to be hard to beat Boston. Got it. And what's your CRM fuel? Are you HubSpot, something else? Are you across the board equal? Where do you go? Oh no, of course we're HubSpot. I'm like all in, and I'm excited about everything they announced last year. Braze, I got a Braze tattoo. I could show it to you on my arm, and whatever they announce, I get so excited. I'm like, oh my goodness, look at this. We're doing something new. Yeah, somebody said, you go to Inbound and they get these amazing speakers, right? Like you, President Obama. I'm putting you together right there. Jay Schwedelson, President Obama. But then the keynote is the most attended session, and people go nuts for what is the update coming from HubSpot. Well, I'll tell you something about that. The Friday session with Amy Poehler is going to be interesting because a lot of HubSpot attendees are East Coast people because they're from Boston and all. Mm-hmm. So Amy Poehler sessions at it's 2:30 or 3 o'clock on a Friday, and you cannot fly east after 12 o'clock if you're in California. So the people that stay there are either taking a red eye home or they're staying till Saturday. And I'm really interested to see what happens to all those East Coasters because this has never been the case before. That's right. That's a really interesting. There was a lot of talk about the move to San Francisco. Yeah. Are we going to get a lot of more folks from JPAC coming in? Yeah, is that going to be easier? So, like you said earlier, the networking is going to be interesting. We might have a whole bunch of new humans there. Yes, for sure.
If you had one wish for Inbound, what do you hope they release this year? What do you hope HubSpot releases this year? What are you looking forward to?
You know, I think that there's always going to be a lot of AI focus. And I get excited about not that non-AI things, but kind of non-AI things. Because it's almost like the pendulum has swung so much to AI. What do we do? We need more AI, more automation, more whatever. I like living a little bit in the old school. Like, what about some of the hardcore stuff that we need to improve, tweak, update, whatever? So that's what's going to get my juices flowing if we see more of that this year.
Interesting. Awesome. Jay, thank you so much, man. The race to Inbound is on. We're less than a month away. Everybody's racing to San Francisco. Be sure to check out Jay Schwedelson. I'll put all your stuff in the comments below. Also, folks that are going to Inbound, check out Jay's session. There's meetups, there's talks, there's tons of stuff to do. But we will see you there. We'll be at the Tango booth. But Jay, thank you so much for taking the time. This is awesome.
You're awesome, dude. Love your energy. Love everything you're doing. Everybody go check out Tango. Tango rocks.
Have a good one, Jay. We'll see you in San Francisco, buddy.
All right.